Oh, Bogsy's gonna be so happy. Double Delny. That's interesting.
Okay. And a good Liu.
How new? Curious. This will be fun.
Battle starts.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, to the other North American semifinal match. This is ELSR versus AP as we spawn here on Northern Waters. ESLR in the green, bringing Vermont, St. Vincent, Des Moines, Howden-Liu,
Yeah.
Nevsky, Stalingrad, and fronted by Triple Destroyer, Gearing, and our first Delnies of the day, Zath.
Well, we saw them banned earlier by, was that 07? We'll see if there's
Yes.
a good reason for that with these two Delnies with the LSR. Interesting.
Indeed. Talk to me about the AP lineup. What do we got down here at the southern end?
So in red, we've got Conqueror, we've got St. Vincent, Petropavlovsk, and then we've got Double Marseille. As you were saying, as we loaded in, Bogsy will be excited.
Indeed.
And then we've got Moskva. We have Gearing and Marceau for our destroyers.
Now already you can see the AP strategy, Zach. Right? They're gonna completely ignore the B cap for now.
Yep.
At least for the moment, as they are gonna push crazy hard at sea. Look how many ships, look how much firepower is headed to this sea cap.
Well, when you're 9 on 9, you send 3 one way and 6 the other. Sure.
Well, and look at what ELSR is doing. They're going for a 5-ship split. Well, I say 5. The Stalingrad Peach grounded it here. We'll see if he gets that figured out. But 5 ships in this general direction, right? And only 2 or maybe 3 over here at the sea cap. So we're going to see a very, I think, counterclockwise game initially.
Hu Tao with an early radar. Des Moines coming in, getting eyes on Akiakia's Marceau. And here's our first Delny action.
Yep, gonna drive the Marceau out of the cap, prevent that early cap from ticking up anything here for AP.
St. Vincent responded.
Ooh.
Got some decent hits.
Those Delny guns are doing work on this Marceau, aren't they, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we saw 07 ban Delny earlier in the earlier series they played against VWO50. And, oh goodness, K just getting hammered here.
Yes, he is.
And I remember there was a little bit of chatter in the production thread. Everybody looked at each other and went, Delny? And I think maybe now we're going to see why.
Yeah. Gaishu did mention that it was common in one of the other realms to see Delny, so it's a possibility that this ship might become kind of like the new Kleber. Remember back in the day when we used to be like, Kleber? What are they doing? And
Indeed.
Nobody had an idea.
Nobody had any idea. Kleber, who's taking that thing? Well, now we know why now, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes in, B-Cap surrendered for free. Quincy's Delny moved in there, picked it up. He's rotated now north of sea to hook up with his Nevsky and Gearing buddies as the AP push on the 9-10 line now formed up and moving. Timothy's Moskva and Nahida's Conqueror had taken a brief pause by this island here in about G8, but they are now rolling forward.
I like Woshi in the Marseille. He just goes right through the death snail. I mean, he was detected in the smoke anyway, but he's like, get the smoke out of here. I don't want this in front of me.
Smoke. This is irrelevant. I don't need this.
As both of them just push up together up the 10 line.
Yep. Speed boost ticking. Woshi's Hydro is going.
Yep, we got some Gearing torpedoes heading towards Polsky. And towards Woshi. Woshi's turning into...
Yep. Well, Woshi's Hydro's got those picked up, so they can absolutely see these torpedoes coming. Yep. Woshi's going to make a small course correction here. He'll have a nice gap. He can easily dodge most of those. As the A-cap, Shiokukuri almost picked up the A-cap with the Delny, but they got just enough eyes on him to push him off and slow things down a bit.
Something wrong. Nevsky just got chunked. Guessing that's Conqueror.
Probably. I gotta say, if I'm something wrong, I'm really not gonna like my life over the next 2 to 3 minutes, because the double Marseille plus the Conqueror HE is just gonna make his life absolutely miserable. Now he's just gone dark. He's managed to sneak away. Some gearing smoke in there from Tiantian's gonna block that line of sight, but sooner or later they're gonna catch up with him, and it's not gonna be enjoyable.
I do like how aggressive AP is being here. I mean, they're just pushing straight through the sea cap.
Yep.
I don't even know if they're going to cap it.
Well, they haven't yet, because the Moskva and the Conqueror are lit, and Quincy's Delny is doing a good job of resetting each of them in turn.
Yes, he's farming those decaps. I noticed that.
Ooh, Conqueror taking a good salvo there from Peach. Peach is Stalingrad. Conqueror returning the favor here.
Yes. It's all HE hate.
So now the Moskva is going to get left behind in this cap to try and convert it.
Yep. Now Nahida might take a torpedo here. Does not.
He's good there. He's got more coming into starboard. He's maneuvering like he knows those are there. I think maybe Woshi's Marseille Hydro, the last couple ticks, might have picked him up. He's going to manage to find a nice little gap there.
Does turn him broadside to the Peach's Stalingrad, though.
Indeed.
Is he looking?
But 6 minutes in...
Someone just got Peach's attention. I think it was the Moskva south of by B cap.
Oh, I think you're right. That's exactly who it was. 6 minutes in, though, and it's all ELSR to this point. They own A, they own B, out to a 200-point lead. And now, finally, does AP pick up the C cap on the back of this huge push?
Yeah. Very aggressive. Something wrong is detected. He's on fire. He's running for the border.
He's going to spend a lot of the end of his ship's life on fire. That's going to become his world, I believe.
Probably. There we go. Slide along that border, making it harder to be shot at.
I will say that ELSR is doing a great job of farming down Nahida's Conqueror. He's just burned through his second heal, so he's got to wait a little bit longer for the next one.
Well, and he's got two battleships that are both looking at him. If I'm Nahida, I'm backing up.
Oh, yeah. Those Citadel changes to Conqueror absolutely have impacted that ship's survivability, no question. They are finally going to get something wrong. Nevsky here on the top of the map. He's going to burn out. Now it's a question of if it's going to cost them Nahida's Conqueror in exchange. Because that would be, in my opinion, a terrible trade.
Absolutely. You almost need to get that Moskva rotated, as Nahida's going to take a torpedo in the front. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, you can't afford that. Is he flooding?
No, he's DCP'd.
Okay,
20 seconds.
Damage control.
20 seconds until heal. 10,000 health.
Yep.
Vermont shells. 8,000 health. I think he'll get the heal off.
He's just smashing that new ship printer. He is dark now, by the way. They can't spot him. Exactly. Now, Akea moved. They've basically abandoned the A cap entirely. Akea has rotated back and picked up B, and so now they're on a kill. They're on a cap advantage for the moment. 120 points down in closing. AP's absolutely going to make a game of this.
Oh yes, but we have a lone Petropavlovsk PW3000 going up against the Liu and Hu Tao's Des Moines.
Well, take a look at Peach's Stalingrad in the middle of the board. They're about to pick that kill up as well.
Oh, yeah.
240 and burning. There he goes. So now it's a two-ship lead for AP. Petro versus Howden Liu.
Yeah.
I almost think I like the Howden in this matchup, Zath.
Well, he already used his airstrike once. I'm sure we're going to see another one come soon. And then the thing is, Hu Tao can't move farther forward in the Des Moines because of the St. Vincent Kisrael. But that being said, Kisrael's moving forward at flank speed, so Hu Tao can get around.
So what began as a north-south fight has now quickly become an east-west fight on the back of this strong AP push up the 9-10 line.
That's right.
Woshi narrowly dodging some torpedoes here. And now Polsky's returning with the smoke to try to keep him alive because his next heal is still over 20 seconds away. I think they're going to bag this Vermont too. Stevens Vermont is looking pretty rough.
It is looking very low. There's no real easy way for him to get out of that situation.
No,
He's
there
stuck
really
down
isn't.
bow in. But, well, Nahida take these torpedoes coming in.
Up 3 ships now as AP, over 150 points and gaining. Nope, those torpedoes run out of steam.
They did
Heat is
fizzle.
fine. The Petro duel along the one line still going firmly in favor of the Dutch here. PW
That's right.
starting to get low, still 15 seconds from his next heal. He's got 2 more to go.
Now, Woshi comes out of the smoke and gets hammered, absolutely hammered by Ogre Caps St. Vincent. Not sure why he decided to poke out of the smoke like that.
Good question. He is very easily lit here as that now both Marseilles start in on the St. Vincent.
Yep, there goes
Petro
the
over on the
Petro.
one line finally goes down. But they picked up another kill. That was Kukuri's Delny, and they're going to pick up the St. Vincent here in seconds.
Yep. There he goes.
It's a 4-ship lead for AP, who has done just an amazing job of picking a target and focusing it until it's dead on the back of double Marseille, Conqueror, and at least 1 Moskva almost in every single one of those trades.
Right. Torpedo coming in on Timothy's Moskva. It connects. 6,000 hit points. 5 seconds till heal. There goes the death throw radar.
He's gonna flood out, but he's gonna blow over. No, his heel just pops up. He's gonna be able to barely hang in here.
You can almost draw a straight line on the minimap.
Yeah, you almost can. I mean, look at it. You got this. They did this huge arcing swing up the 9-10 line. Now almost a perfect line directly north-south, blocking any east-west access from coming back and attacking these caps.
Ooh, Quincy gets conquered.
Oh, Quincy absolutely got conquered. 90 seconds from an AP win here in game 1. So now, time for speculation, Zath. Now that I'm pretty confident AP has got this in the bag, do you think this is the kind of play that Boggsy was talking about, harping and highlighting on Marseille earlier?
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely great for 2 things. One is super aggressive pushing, as we saw in this game, or holding a position, as we saw last weekend.
We did see some teams use that, but I think it's much easier to focus out when it's holding a position.
Oh, of course. But to me, I think the bigger thing is, as we're about to see a airstrike coming in on the Moskva here. Nice hits there.
Solid hit.
Yeah.
Solid hit.
Here comes the second one. Let's see if he's going to get Dutch ovened.
20 seconds for these bombs to connect. He's going to burn out. They're going to get him. He's going to burn out, I think, before the bombs arrive. He does.
Yep. So, anyways, I think, though, the big thing about this particular game is the fact that AP essentially left their Petro to die. And they just kind of said, you will die, but you will keep, assets tied up. And that's exactly what he did. Look at all the...
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Yep, it's exactly what he did. Well, AP with a very convincing win here on Northern Waters in game 1, Zath.
Looking very sharp. Now, remember, guys, ELSR, we haven't seen yet this tournament. Actually, we haven't seen either of these teams so far this tournament. But ELSR was looking very strong. They wiped out KSC earlier today. So I know they're a good team, and I know they're going to come back with a solution next round. Let's see what it is.
I have 100% confidence that they are not out yet. Let's go see what the studio thinks. We'll see you guys back in a few minutes.
Battle starts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Game 2 of Winner's Bracket 3.1 ELSR versus AP. Whoever wins this gets to face 07 in the finals tomorrow. ELSR needs to win this to get into and force a match 3 or Game 3. If they lose this, they move down to the loser's bracket. So, ELSR bringing double St. Vincent's, Petropavlovsk, Venezia, Moskva, and Sea Raptor's favorite, Hindenburg.
Oh,
Who is, by the way, running unique upgrade. Interesting.
that is an odd choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
For destroyers, we have W Yang and Daring. For those of you not familiar with unique upgrade Hindenburg, it reduces the time that the ship is burning or flooding by a
Curious.
good amount.
AP coming off their solid win in Game 1 here, spawning into Game 2 with a Conqueror, a St. Vincent, a double Marseille, a Moskva, a Petro. Stop me if you've heard this before. Gearing, Daring, and Marceau. So a very similar lineup. And we're seeing already a very similar strategy taking shape for AP. Have a look. We're sending double Marseille, Moskva, Conqueror, Petro, and Gearing to the A cap.
Deploy the fleet wheel.
Deploy the fleet indeed. It's a question of whether or not this will be overwhelming firepower or not, because there's a non-zero amount of firepower coming this direction from ELSR as well. They're sending the Hindi, the Petro, the St. Vincent, and Quincy's Yu Yang to this cap as well. So it's going to be a bit of a rumble on the A cap. I'm expecting an early bloodbath. Let's see if it shapes up.
You know, it kind of feels like moving the A cap out of the Thunderdome and to the side is basically forcing teams, if they want to go into the Thunderdome, they can only really go through the outside now, whereas before we would see teams sometimes do that ballsy play through the middle, right? Like
Through the middle. Yeah, you did see that on occasion.
But we're not seeing any of that anymore. Now we're just seeing like all the muscle, right?
Yeah, in my mind, Zath, there's not an advantage to that play anymore, right? Whereas before, when you would push mid and you'd come into the edge of the cap circle was right here between these two islands, you could dive the cap, get some hard cover, and be okay and be capping.
Yep.
Yeah, you might take a salvo or two on your way in, but probably not catastrophic damage. But now, okay, great. You dive into this hole, you're here, but now what? The cap is still 3 or 4 more kilometers away, and there's still places where they can sit in that cap that you won't have shots depending on your position.
Mm-hmm. Now, interesting, AP is choosing to be a little bit more cautious with their approach to A this time. And that could be because they're trying to get that Marseilles to swing all the way out before they really start pushing.
I mean, Supa just fired, now Woshi fires, so the position of the Marseilles is not a secret.
Nope.
But I think they are more focused on getting them all the way onto the 1 line, and they're doing a great job of carving off Peach's health already because, well, it's a St. Vincent, so he's going to take a whole lot of damage from that early HE.
Now, on top of that, worth mentioning right now, we've already seen St. Vincent taken down quite a bit, and then Hu Tao's Moskva is down quite a bit too. Now, he's playing goalie north of B cap.
Yep.
But the unique upgrade of the Hindenburg might actually be really useful here against these Marseilles. They can't just burn him down as easily as when he was in the Nevsky last round.
Right. But they will be able to burn him down eventually, but you're right. It's the unique upgrade makes it more difficult. Now, with that said, I mean, I've played a lot of Hindenburg, and I long ago came to the conclusion that I didn't particularly care for that mod, simply because once people figure out that you have it, they generally stop firing HU. They just start firing AP at you. And the way the armor scheme on that ship is designed, it tends to take a lot of full pins from certain types of shells.
Right. I used to really love it back before the Commander rework because you could take fire prevention. So on top of
that, made a huge difference.
Right, exactly. And now it's a little bit different. So
now the Marseilles, well, Woshi accepted for the moment. He's drifted out a bit, but no one has LOS on him, even though he's not in the smoke. They've kind of set up shop in the smoke here. They've got Deepwater Torps coming into port from Quincy's Yang,
who is radaring.
Supa's got his Hydra up. Yep.
And picking up Polsky now.
Supa looks like he's got a gap. He's going to take one on the bow. Yeah, he drifted too far forward. CCAP going to ELSR here early, but that was, if you look at the way AP is deployed, that was always the plan.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And, I mean, the Marceau is there to try to just harass whenever possible. But I'm sure the Yang has radio location. Let's see if we can check that.
Horizon's
Yes.
daring, looking like he's going to be able to finally pick up B here. Eventually getting the best of Kikuri's daring. And so now I want to know how this push continues, right? They've got all these ships over here. Everybody's in the right position, sort of. Both Marseilles have given up a lot of health now. Now what do? You still don't own the cap yet. You've pushed them way off, but you don't own it.
So that's the biggest problem with the Marseilles is when you stop. When you can't push any farther. And you're absolutely right. As you can see, Woshi is moving.
Woshi's turned around. And he's speed boosting back the other direction now.
So is Supa.
So he is. Look at this.
So,
So do you think this is a strategic decision on based on what they're seeing, or do you think this was always part of the plan, like a fake out?
Well, whichever. I mean, they're clearly advancing the other direction.
Yeah, clearly. This is not a retreat.
It's not a retreat.
There's a French retreat joke to make in here, and we're not going to make it. I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
But the point remains, like, they speed boosted to get to that position.
Yeah.
Got there. They traded well. They sucked a lot of HP off those opposing ships, pushed them way back off the cap, and now they're leaving.
Nahida's about to
now
take
where are they going? Ooh.
deep water torps here.
Yep. Conqueror's turning into these torpedoes. Second wave is following up.
That's
and
right.
he DCP'd.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget now. He didn't DCP yet. It's so easy to
Oh, he didn't yet. Okay.
to forget, though, that Yu Yang now has torpedo reload boosters, so it's 2 sets of torps you have to deal with. And I think that's
One
why
in the
Nahida
stern.
didn't DCP yet. Now he does it.
Okay. Now he
Yeah.
does it.
Good play by
They are
them.
going to be able to. Polsky's gearing going to be able to pick up A, and now they've figured out. They caught a glimpse of Supa's Marseille. They know that they have pulled those ships back now. It's a very interesting strategy, Zath.
Well, they want to push. If they can't push the side that they're on, they're going to find another side to push, I guess.
They're going to. Damn it, we're going to push somewhere, apparently,
That's
is the
right.
strategy.
Wait,
They do finally bag A, so they're taking up 2 caps now.
Supa turned around again.
Yes, he did. You caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. And again, I keep scratching my head. Is this intentional? Is this we're flailing a bit, or is this an intentional fake out? Every time the ship is spotted, change direction so they don't know where you are.
Perhaps
I don't know.
Perhaps they decided to invade themselves for a change.
Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, Oguri in the Venezia takes a
Yeah.
pretty decent hit there from, it looked like Kiswell
Yeah.
St. Vincent.
Yeah, Kisrel St. Vincent rotating over to this flank to try and push that Venezia off and give Akakea's Marceau a bit of a fighting chance, I think, against Tiantian's Yang. Marceau now lit. Wonder if the Venezia shells will be shortly behind.
In the meantime, back at A, PW3000 in the Petro is in a lot of trouble.
They've got the position. They've got the pieces in place to try and focus him out if they want.
Yeah. As Nahida is... Okay, he's just printing a
Ooh.
ship now.
Yeah, printing a new ship. He was getting pretty low back there.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy's Yang radar going up, picking up Polsky. They know exactly where to find him right now.
But the key, though, is something wrong with Hindenburg, because he will pen 50 millimeters of armor, so...
Yes.
You know.
He should be able to pen. He should be able to pen that Petro deck with his HE.
Exactly.
AP on a 10-point lead and growing here, but that's going to start to flip back the other way in a moment. Quincy's Yang picking up the A cap, Petro radar. That's PW3000 down for over a minute, so Quincy will easily claim this cap.
Timothy Rez just radared for the Moskva. That will allow PW3000 to get resets. There it is.
Oh, yep, okay. The Moskva radar was in range.
Yeah.
Quincy's going to duck out of that, so they'll be able to push him off the cap briefly. That should give them enough time for the Petro radar to come back. So they should be able to defend this cap a little while longer.
Yep. Meanwhile, Supa is reload boostering against Professor Luger's Petropavlovsk. And look at the counterfire coming in.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, sitting in smoke here. He's a long way from his next heal, Zath. A long way.
Yeah.
He just took a bow fire.
Yeah, I think this was a bit of a mistake. Now he's radared.
Yeah.
He's gonna go down.
Very screwed. Yeah, they're gonna lose this Marseille. It's gonna happen. He got a little too greedy, and in the end, it's gonna cost him his ship.
That's right. There it goes.
So first blood on this map going to ELSR. Change from last game. Look at Woshi now, Zath. Look at Woshi's reposition where he is now, all the way on the other side of the map.
That's right.
He's gone from the 1 line to the 8 line. He's about to get into the C cap with Akakea's Marceau.
Yeah, and Kisrel's going to take a deep water torp here. That's going to hurt a lot.
Kisrel's getting low. 5K.
Yeah.
His next heal's a ways off. They can pick up this kill right here with some well-timed shells.
Yeah, I'm looking. Everybody's really focused right now
Yeah.
on Akakea's Marceau.
I'm looking to see who's taking shots at the Vincent, but nobody is. I'm shocked.
Right.
I'm shocked.
Venezia Salvo coming in right now.
Yep, there it is. I see it. It's going to arrive just before the heal. It's not enough.
Not enough.
Here come the Moskva shells.
Not enough.
400 HP, but again, not enough.
Oh.
He's down to 400 HP when that first tick hits of the heal. And they just waited too long.
That's right. Now, double fire. It's going to take away a bunch of his heal potential.
That's going to hurt. That's going to definitely curb the impact of that big heal.
Yeah. 40 seconds until his
gonna,
next heal.
They're going to get Tian here. Right there. It's a big kill.
The enemy is about to win.
Now, can they get Oguri?
They really need to get Oguri. They need to clear this flank off if they want to attempt to hold C.
Here comes some shells from the Marseille.
Nope. They overshot him. Oguri's actually reversing at the moment.
Oh.
Oh, Akakea takes a big hit from the SAP.
And
They
Kisrel
burn
goes
down
down.
Kisrel. They lose the battleship on this flank. Some Marseille HE could probably finish the Venezia, although he is healing now. They let him live long enough to get to a heal.
Marcel
Much
wisely
more back
stopped
and
shooting.
forth game. Yeah, a much more back and forth game here, Zath.
Absolutely. Good hits from the Marseille on the Venezia, but there's still more needs to be done.
AP on a 100-point lead. 7 minutes to play here in Game 2. ELSR looking for a win that they desperately need if they want to advance to the North American Finals. I can't believe PW3000 is still alive, Zath. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I guess you could say that he was somewhat fortunate in that his teammate kind of said, "Here, shoot me," instead.
Yeah, true.
So,
After all that work at A, they've now surrendered control of that cap, having made the play for C, and now Woshi's running from a Moskva and a Daring and a Venezia that he can't see anymore.
Not looking
Daring, Kukuri, about to get back onto the cap as Woshi putting AP down range at Hu Tao's Moskva. Solid hit.
good.
But Kukuri's Daring back onto the C cap, and they know how low the Marceau is. They know that he can win that gunfight if he has to.
That's right. They got to get Woshi out though in order to be able to take that fight, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think they're going to lose control of Zath, and I think in the end, they're going to lose either Woshi or the Marceau.
I think they're going to lose
Inability
both.
Yeah, I think the inability to finish off that Venezia is also going to come back to bite him in the ass.
Horizon now detected by Hu Tao's radar.
Hu Tao's playing that Moskva brilliantly. He moved up from one island to the other without managing to take catastrophic damage, which I wouldn't have put money on, but he pulled it off.
Yeah.
Venezia salvo falling in on Horizon, but that's going to fall astern.
And we're still seeing more concentrated shots on Hu Tao's Moskva. Horizon just holding down the mouse button.
Battle guns in 5 minutes.
Again, AP still on a very tenuous 100-point lead as they're upside down 60,000 health. Kukuri now picking up the Marceau, trying to finish him off. Hasn't managed it yet. Is about to, though.
Yeah. Well,
Not trading very well, and now the Marseille's guns kick in as he has to smoke, and they get him.
they get him.
Wow.
They get him.
They
And
get Kukuri.
the Marceau lives. That's the key right there.
Wow.
And that's why
What a-
Woshi needed to go down before that engagement occurred.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe what an amazing job by Kakea to stay alive right there.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, it's true in competitive. It's true in ranked. It's true in anything. You usually don't take 1v1s unless you know you can win. In that case, he took a 2v1, hoping to knock out one of those ships and trade.
Indeed.
Ouch.
Well, the struggle that they're going to have now is that all their points are about to stop because Steven St. Vincent, Lordy,
right.
he coming right into the middle of the board. It's going to get exciting here in a minute.
And he's sitting there at full health almost with 3 minutes to go. But I have a feeling a lot of that health is about to disappear.
Yep, because you know the Moskva AP is going to start in. Yep, there it goes.
Chomp,
Here
chomp,
comes
chomp.
some Petro shells, some Conqueror HE. They are going to absolutely focus in as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah, I think Steven dove a little bit too deep into that cap there.
Ooh.
There's no need for that.
Horizon's daring, being very cheeky with these shots on Hutao. I think they're going to get this kill, Zath. They need it desperately.
He's been out there farming at long range for a very long time. With the help of Woshi, though, I think they can get him.
His radar is up. He does catch a glimpse of the Marceau. Is he going to get shells off before he dies? He does. The shells are inbound. Is he going to land them?
Oh, he lands one.
Whoa, not enough of them. Wow. And so now AP gaining no points because the Vincent is sitting in B. They've got to get onto C to try to finish this game off. That's where Horizon is going right now.
Yep.
I think, Zath, the C play, man, it was narrow. It was close, but I think I think AP's going to win simply because there's nobody on ELSR who's able to react to this play.
The only person that can is Quincy. The problem is Quincy's out of engine boosts.
And he's sitting in the middle of the board. It'll be 2 minutes before he can get back here, and by the time that he does, the game will be over.
Well, he's detected on radar now, so he's going to have to, dive and try to get cover.
The other thing is they can't lose a ship, right? Like ELSR cannot lose another ship. If they do, it's catastrophic. They have to preserve every ship they have and try to defend the sea cap.
Well, Hindenburg is pushing down the one line. Well, I say that he's reversing. Look at his position.
That's a Petro. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked at the wrong ship.
That's okay.
What is he doing?
I know. That's what I mean.
Strange. There's only 90 seconds left in the game timer, ladies and gentlemen. That's how close this game is right now.
Yeah. How about the
In fact, it's... Go ahead.
How about the fact that these two Russian cruisers, the Petra and the Moskva, have been allowed to live for so long?
Still alive, I know. This game could still go ELSR's way. They have to get a kill. If they can kill the Moskva, I think they'll win. And in fact, it's getting... Oh, man, is it getting close.
Look at Peach, though, in the back. Look at the St. Vincent in the backfield. He might go down, too.
Can't lose this. If they lose a ship, the game will be over. They've got to bag this Moskva first. Oh,
they got the Moskva.
There's the Moskva. Okay, there's the lead change. 50 seconds on the game timer. They have to keep... They can't spot Peach. He's dark.
Okay.
They don't know where he is.
So let's check out the Petra now. Let's check out 3000.
30 seconds. Petro versus Petro. Even a ram here is an acceptable trade for ELSR.
Oh, yeah. So, if I'm Luger, I'm not stopping. I'm going full speed.
He is stopping, but that's, I mean, whatever. They spot Peach again. They can see Peach. Look at all the fire. 20 seconds. He's lit.
That's it.
He's out. There's a lead change.
There's the lead change. Here comes the ram. PSW's going to ram.
It's not going to be enough.
10 seconds on the timer. Oh! Didn't get the kill. He didn't convert the kill. 2 seconds.
But Jesus.
That's it.
ELSR wins this game.
With the
What the hell did I just watch?
This is one of the closest finishes that we've ever cast.
Wow.
That's what the hell you just watched. You watched.
Wow.
You watched hot Petro on Petro action.
Except only one. Never mind. I won't say it. I won't say that on public stream. Family-friendly stream, ladies and gentlemen. I won't say that.
Family-friendly stream.
Family-friendly stream. Wow. This is a match we're going to be talking about for a long time, Zath.
And I know there's some other.
One of those.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No. You're right. Finish.
I said I know there's some others that are going to want to talk about this quite a bit too.
Yeah. So why don't we let them? I can't wait to see their reaction to this. Let's go back to the studio and see the looks on their faces.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually unmute that stream as well, and in 5 minutes, I'm gonna listen in. I'm gonna look at Bogsy's face when they switch to it. I can't wait.
This is gonna be
good.
All right, guys. We'll see you back for Game 3 in just a few minutes. Clear.
Action stations.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3 of this North American semi-final match between ELSR and AP as we spawn into Tears of the Desert. I don't know about you, Zath. I'm still recovering from the last game, but we've got a new one to play, so here we go.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
ELSR spawning to the north here with Double St. Vincent. Hindenburg again, yes. Howdenliu, Petropavlovsk, a Stalingrad, Kleber, Marceau, and what I expect is, yes, a radar Yu Yang. What do we got for AP on the south spawn?
Yeah, for AP over on the south spawn, a Conqueror, a St. Vincent, Nevsky, Petropavlovsk, Marseille, and Marseille. Shocker.
Shocking.
Right. Marceau, Kleber, and a Gearing to round it out.
It's kind of like I said to you while the game was loading in. At this point, they are who we thought they were, right? Like AP, AP is not gonna. I don't foresee them making radical changes to their methodologies. It obviously worked in Game 1. It didn't quite work in Game 2, but that's not because Game 2 was lunacy, right? I can't even pretend to explain that game, but it certainly wasn't because of their lineup choices that they lost that game. So.
Right.
Here we go, Game 3.
Yeah, that ending was crazy. It's almost like 3000 kind of said, here. You know?
If he had just stopped moving and let the game tick out, AP would have won.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, similar to last game, you can see, well, I say the last game, the last two games, it's very clear that at this point we're looking at an A-flank sort of push coming from AP. ELSR picking a little more traditional deployment, going 4 north, 4 south. Kikuri's Kleber diving mid, grabbing B early. Quincy's Marceau getting onto A, but now blocked by Horizon here at ACAP.
Yeah, I like the two the two French destroyers going into A there, trying to bully out whoever they run into. That's going to be Quincy.
They're going to be able to do it. It's a question of how much HP they're going to give up for the privilege of making this play.
Well, the question, in my opinion, the bigger question is, are the Marseilles going to open up? And so far, they are holding fire.
So far, they do not seem interested. I think this is the right play, Zath, because we've talked about it on Tears of the Desert before. If you're going to make a play up the one line, push ships up here trying to J-hook around this corner or use this island as a position from which you can command the ACAP. You want to do that. Those ships need to be as dark, as stealthy as possible while they make this play.
Yes,
and so
those two destroyers are meant to push any destroyer that could possibly spot them away, which is what they've exactly done.
So rather than try to make this play using smoke, which sort of telegraphs what you're doing, they make it by giving up a bunch of Horizon's health to push Quincy far enough back that both Marseilles are undetected as they slide into position here along the one line.
Yeah, it's worth noting there is no smoke on this flank, so aside from that
Not
rock,
at all.
There's no hiding place.
Not at all. They have done previously work with the Marseilles and the Gearing, but the Gearing in this particular map, this particular team alignment, I should say, down here by the Sea Cap, paired up with Timothy's Nevsky, who just took a bit of a hit.
Dutch airstrike coming in on Nahida's Conqueror. Just missing.
That could be good if he aimed those right. Yep, that first one misses. Second one's going to clip his stern, maybe? Yeah, he took like one bomb hit on the stern.
Marseilles have
However,
now opened up, made themselves known. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, they have. Yes, they have. So again, as we have seen in previous matches, AP surrendering the early advantage, giving up B, giving up C, throwing everything into this flank push.
Never mind. Sorry. I saw torpedoes that fizzled just before Kekia took them.
You said, uh-oh, and I was like, oh, okay, I better wait and let him speak. Woshi takes a Citadel there from Hutao's Petro. So now they've got a pretty solid position up here with the double Marseille, but now what? Like,
well,
now what do you do with it? You've got it. You now control this. Now what do you do?
ELSR is now, yeah, I mean, they're just going to kite away. As a matter of fact, they're going to get a torp into Supa's Marseille too. So yeah, they've got the rock, but Nahida's in trouble.
He's taken a tremendous amount of damage, continuing to fall under more focus fire here. His next heal is still 10 seconds away.
5K.
Is he going to live to see it?
I don't think so. 491.
I don't think so. Nope.
Here it comes.
They're going to kill him before his next heal comes up.
Ouch. That's painful.
Well done. Well done by ELSR. That's what you've got to do to a Conqueror. When you get him on the ropes, you've got to keep pushing until he dies. They managed to just beat the heal timer and get him off the board. And so for the first time in 2 games, Zath, AP doesn't have a Conqueror on the board. That's the first time he's died this match.
Right. And so early, too.
Very early. Very early.
It's confusing how that was, allowed to happen, but
so now it feels like AP has to recover a bit, right? They're down almost 300 points. We're only 6 minutes into this game. How do they try and recover from this position? Because now it feels like, I mean, they're going to be able to pick up B. Nobody's going to be able to reset this Petro from there. He's got his island cover's too good. But now what? You're down a battleship. You've got, some decent damage into the opposing team, but these Marseilles are going to get focused hard by the surviving ships here because they're outnumbered badly.
Absolutely, yes. But, I mean, if they can hold the caps, they can tick themselves up, as you can see in the timer right now.
Their torpedoes going in on the St. Vincent don't quite have the legs. They fall short as Horizon's Kleber's lit and getting shot at by just about everybody.
The big problem is that Supa is stuck, and he's the next one who's going to go down. There's no smoke to hide him.
Nope.
He's got a seal
no way to
going.
preserve him.
He needs to find a way to turn out and turn south, but I mean, he'll get slapped when he tries that. And then after he goes down, Woshi's going to be the next.
Yeah. Supa will go out here in just a few seconds. There he goes. They get some good damage into the St. Vincent. He's getting quite low. Steven back there.
Yeah, he's got 20 seconds left until his heal's available, so he could go down.
He's burning and flooding, I think. Yes, he is. They're gonna lose this ship, Zath.
Yep, there he goes.
All right, so not a completely terrible trade, but certainly not one you're excited about if you're ELSR.
Absolutely not, no. There's still 3 ships that are shooting at Woshi now. Actually, sorry, 4. So...
Yep, both French destroyers now speaking up, contributing to the pain.
So once he goes down, I would imagine we'll see ELSR just walk into A.
Yeah, they have no way to stop it. His hydro's up. His next reload booster's coming online in about 10 seconds. He's going to get to use it. And Quincy's turned right in front of him.
That could have been a lot worse.
That could have been way worse. Woshi knows he's dead. It's simply a matter of what can he get out of the ship before he loses it. Another solid hit onto Quincy.
All right, he's going to use the border to turn around.
Yep. It's going to allow him to turn a little quicker. He's about to put his fires out. There he goes. Gets that. That'll buy him a few more seconds of life, but now his guns are looking the wrong way. He's got only the one turret.
Yeah. He's on fire now. It's a sticky fire.
Yeah, it's over. It's only a matter of time. This will all be over here.
That's it.
And there he goes. And so now, down 2 ships, but with solid board control, it's on ELSR to see, I say up against solid board control because they're down caps. ELSR's got to find a way back into this game, and I mean, it should be just a matter of driving the right ships into the right places.
That's right, and you can see Polsky's already turning back in towards CCAP. However, Tiantian's Yu Yang does have a radar available.
Tiantian's going to pick up C. He now knows it's contested, but Polsky's gearing just outside of that range.
Yep.
Literally right on the border.
Yep.
ELSR, excuse me, on a 150-point lead. Tiantian putting his radar up, coming up empty, so they know where to look for the gearing. Kakeya's Marceau in mid is getting hammered.
Well,
not sure how he's lit exactly. Must have shot at somebody.
Yeah. Opening up, I'm sure.
Looks like it.
Polsky's about to be detected. There it is. Thing is, that radar's not going to last much longer.
Nope. Radar's expiring. They need to bag Peach. AP's got the two ships at sea, the Stalin and the Hindenburg, very much on the ropes over here, but each under 20K. Each staring at the, well, I almost say staring at the bottom of their health pools. That's not entirely accurate. They have a little bit of health left and a couple of heals.
Right. But Kisrael now is coming under some pretty heavy fire. He's got people behind him. Hu Tao now, it's worth noting, Kisrael can't do anything about Hu Tao. He's got no firing arc on him other than the secondaries.
Nope. Other than the secondaries, yep. And the Petro position very strong, crawling up the back of the St. Vincent because you force Kisrael's hand.
Yeah. But, I mean, he can't turn anyways because you've got Oguri Caps, St. Vincent looking right at him.
Something wrong now, down to 4K in his Hindenburg back there, barely dodging torpedoes.
Well, St. Vincent shells
falling
coming in.
on him now.
Oh!
1860, he's burning. He's opening fire. I think that's his acknowledgement that he's going to burn out, so might as well get some salvos. Kisrael's probably going to go down. They do lose the Hindi.
Yep, there goes Kiss.
And Kisrael should be gone. There he goes. So a bit of a ship swap there. Still 170-ish point lead for ELSR with 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, I'm not sure how AP is going to get back in this.
I don't know. Now I will say, I mean, they have no battleships, right? Like with no battleships, I just don't know how they have the board presence and the staying power to get back in this match. Because now, go ahead.
The key is Peach is Stalingrad, which Timmy is now working down, but he just got detected from firing.
Well, and he's firing at Kakeya's Marceau, which turns out to be a big deal because he bags the kill before he goes down. And he's not down yet. Clinging to life on 3K, his last heal's about to come available.
There it is.
There it is.
Here comes some shells. Not enough.
Not enough. Timothy's Nevsky also has got to be staring at the bottom of his health pool back there. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Got one heal left.
He is.
Down under 8K.
Here comes some St. Vincent shells on Timothy.
Nothing doing. Peach still chugging along here. 4,000 HP and falling.
2,000.
He's going to get one last salvo at Polsky. He does. He goes out.
Oh.
They lose the other Petro. Hu Tao sailed right up behind.
He just assassinated him.
PW 3000 had just assassinated him, yep.
Wow.
Should be all over but the crying here for AP. I'm pretty sure ELSR's got this game in the bag, Zath.
That's right, which means they get the opportunity to face 07 tomorrow in the finals, correct?
Looks like it. Looks like it. I mean, again, the game's not over, but I just don't see how. I mean, AP, they have a Gearing and a Nevsky and a Kleber that are both beat to crap left. Like, I just don't see how they're going to potentially win this game.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. They may lose Horizon here. He was lit for a bit. But he manages to stay in. They're going to lose control of B, having picked up C. Gearing versus Yang. That's Polsky and Tantan over here on the 9-10 line.
All right, Timmy goes down.
They finally bagged the Nevsky. Over 900 points now is the ELSR. They may yet lose Tian-Tan. Looks like they probably will. Is Polsky going to live to celebrate the victory, or is he going to go down shortly thereafter? He hasn't won yet, has he? Look at this.
No, but he's doing a nice job of dodging Quincy's shells.
He really is.
He's listing lazily to the left.
You know what? Polsky is going to die before he kills Tian-Tan.
Yes,
Look at
he
this.
is.
Oh, they grab Horizon. We were both wrong.
We were both wrong, yeah.
We were both wrong. The ELSR, with what of that series, easily their most convincing, best pole-to-pole game. They're going to go on to face 07 in tomorrow's North American Finals.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time. You know, Zath, we came in not having seen either of these teams over the course of this event, and I have to say, that was one of the most entertaining series of games that we've cast in 5 years of doing this. That was amazing.
It was fantastic. We've seen AP before playing in King of the Sea, and they've always been strong contenders. We've seen QCN before, which is where some of these players I recognize names coming from. I'm not sure if this entire clan is old QCN or not, but either way, we know that those players are also quite competitive. So watching this go down was, I mean, it's been a real treat for us as casters, and I really do hope that all you viewers are enjoying it as well.
Absolutely. This was a privilege. Well, let's throw it back to the studio. We'll let Boggsy and Gaishu talk for a bit, and we've still got a few more games to bring you guys today as we head down to the losers bracket to see who is going to hang on in the tournament and be back here tomorrow.
Yep, let's do it.
Clear.